to Musicians Edition. Today we're going to expand on the groove that we did last time and then also put it through all of the different hi-hat variations that we used for that groove. Okay, so this one's going to be just a little bit more tricky, a little bit different. So hang in there and take it slow, and let's see what we can do here. Okay, so the pattern we're going to work on this time is putting the bass drum on all 4 quarter notes. Okay, so last time we put the bass drum on beats 1 and beat 3, and we put the snare drum in between them. Today we're going to put the bass drum on all 4. So that means on beats 2 and 4, the snare drum and bass drum are going to be played together, which can be a little bit challenging in the early stages until you really get used to it. So again, just take it slow, and you'll be there before you know it. Okay? So first, let's get our bass drum going. So on all 4 quarter notes, and make sure you keep counting right while you're playing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now we need to put the snare drum on beats 2 and 4. Okay, so just keep counting. On 1, bass drum's by itself. On beat 2, it's snare drum, bass drum together. Beat 3 is bass drum by itself. Beat 4 is snare drum, bass drum together. Let's try that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, when that feels good, then the next layer is to put the hi-hat on 8th notes, okay? So remember, when we're learning a new groove, sometimes we don't want to put it all together right away, right? Instead, we want to isolate 2 limbs at a time, right? Like we just did with our right foot and our left hand, right? So now the next thing we want to put together is our right hand and our right foot before we try to do the whole thing, okay? So for right now, we're going to leave the left hand out of it. We're going to play all the 8th notes on the hi-hat and all the quarter notes on the bass drum, right? Here we go. 2, ready, and go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay, so when you feel good about that, then we'll put it all together. And remember, in the early stages of learning a groove, you want to take it super, super slow, right? And just work on what limb is playing at what time, right? And then slowly you can speed that up as your body gets more and more comfortable with doing it, right? So it's going to be right hand, right foot together, right hand alone, everything. And then right hand by itself for the and of 2. Beat 3 is going to be right hand, right foot together, right hand alone on the and of 3, everything on 4, right hand on the and of 4. Okay, so let's piece that together nice and slow. So beat 1, and everything on beat 2, right hand alone on the and of 2, bass drum hi-hat together on beat 3, and of 3 is hi-hat by itself, everything on beat 4, right hand alone, right? And we'll just keep working that. Everything. Bass drum hi-hat. Make sure you keep counting, right? 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, Okay, so that's the idea, and again, it may take you a while to pick up on that. It may not take very long at all, right? But however long it takes you is totally fine. Just take it slow until it feels really comfortable, and then you can start to work it up into faster tempos. Okay. Now, when that's all comfortable, the next thing we're going to do is take our right hand and play it only on the quarter notes, just like we did with the last groove that we learned. Okay. So right hand's only going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And not the ands. On this groove, that actually makes things a little simpler, at least in my view, it makes things a little bit simpler because our bass drum and our hi-hat are playing the exact same rhythm, right? Then we just have to put the snare drum on 2 and 4 where it goes, okay? So let's try that one. So beat 1 is gonna be right hand, right foot together. Beat 2 is everything, right? Beat 3 is right hand, right foot. Beat 4 is everything. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Good. So that one might come together for you a little bit faster since your right hand and right foot can play at the same time always. Okay. All right. Then the last variation of this that we're going to do is to put our right hand on the offbeat eighth notes, right? Or on all of the ands, okay? So if we think our bass drum is on 1, then our right hand is going to be on the and of 1, right? And then our bass drum and snare drum are going to be together on beat 2, right hand on the and of 2, right? Bass drum by itself on beat 3, right hand on the and of 3, and then bass drum and snare drum together on 4, right hand on the and of 4. So let's put that together. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and bass drum, hi-hat, snare drum, bass together, hi-hat, bass drum, hi-hat, snare drum, bass drum, hi-hat. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay? So when you get comfortable with that, you can do the same kind of thing we did with the last groove, where you kind of play them all and mix them up in different combinations, right? So what we'll do this time is play hi-hat eighth notes for for 4 measures, and then 4 measures of hi-hat quarter notes, and then 4 measures of hi-hat offbeat eighth notes, okay? So 4 measures on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 4 measures on 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 measures on 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? Bass drum, snare drum stay exactly the same, just like they have for this whole groove, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, and ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and quarter notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and beats. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. All right, good. So once you put all that together and you're able to do all the different combinations with the hi-hat, then you'll feel really good about that pattern and you'll be ready to use it whenever it's necessary. Okay? All right, well, happy practicing, and I'll see you next time.